The morning after. Eddie wakes up with a tremendous headache. He's confused at first. He's lying in Brett's bed, but Brett is not there. He remembers drinking lots of red wine. He hasn't had red wine in many years, and he can feel the effects. And there's no Auntie Sue with magic medicine this time. They had dinner. He remembers that much. They watched the sunset from the observation deck. He walks to the kitchen to get water and find Brett. He remembers the trip back down the mountain. Even though it was dark, Brett was still scared. He sat on Eddie's lap. They made out. That's as far as he can think for now. His head hurts, and he can't find Brett. He goes to the bathroom and wets a face cloth, then goes to his room, drinks the water, and lies down with the cold face cloth over his face. Eddie? He hears the familiar voice next to him after a while. Are you alive? Brett asks. He removes the face cloth and peeps at Brett with one eye. Sit up. I went to a pharmacy and bought some painkillers, Brett says. Wait, I will bring water. Eddie shakes 2 tablets out of the bottle and swallows it with water once Brett returns. Then he lies back down, closing his eyes. Please, don't ever give me red wine again, he groans. He doesn't understand how Brett is not affected like he is. Let the painkillers work a bit. I'm making coffee, Brett says as he leaves the room. It takes longer than Auntie Sue's medicine, but eventually the headache starts fading. What happened after the mountain? There was a taxi ride, somewhere in the dark. Brett's face. Then nothing. Brett returns with coffee. Feeling a bit better? He asks, as he puts 1 cup down next to Eddie on the small table. Yes, a bit, Eddie says as he sits up. Last night is a blur. What happened after we came down the mountain? He asks. Brett sits down on the foot end of the bed. Not much, he says. We were both a little drunk, so we slept. Eddie suspects Brett isn't telling him the truth, but he leaves it for now. Maybe he will remember later. Brett's phone rings. He finds it somewhere in the duvet on his bed. Morning, Ma, he answers.
Brett, your father is home now.
How is he doing?
He hasn't woken up yet. The ambulance people said it will take about an hour.
I hope he doesn't realize he missed 2 days when he wakes up, Ma.
You and me both. Anyway, that's not the main reason I called. The doctor called. They already have a diagnosis.
So soon? What did he say?
Your father has encephalitis.
What's that?
A viral infection that affects the brain. They don't know how he got it, but probably from an infected mosquito. They gave him injections at the hospital and sent a packet of medicine. The doctor said I can mix it in with his food, then he won't know. He should start to get better in about a week.
That's great news, Ma, Brett says. They talk a bit more about the progress with clearing the shop. Brett thanks her again for all the good she gave them and tells her about the upcoming audition.
I have to go. Your dad is waking up. We talk soon,
she says, and disconnects. Brett finds Eddie asleep. He closes the bedroom door so he doesn't disturb him and proceeds to unpack the remaining boxes. It keeps him busy for about 2 hours. Once done, all that remains is a heap of empty boxes and the stuff that has to go to Eddie's room, and the curtains. Of course, he will need help with that. He sits on the couch and orders some ingredients from the grocery app so they can cook at home for once. Then he decides to wake Eddie up as it's almost noon. Eddie, he says softly at first. He gently runs his fingers through Eddie's hair. Eddie, time to get up. Eddie moans a bit, but then sits up. He feels a lot better, and his mind is clear now. As he looks at Brett, he remembers exactly what happened the night before. He takes Brett's hand in his own and says, I'm sorry, Breddy. About last night. Brett can see Eddie remembers. They came home. They were all over each other and ended up in Brett's bed. He was sitting on top of Eddie and started to undo the buttons on Eddie's shirt. He leant down and kissed Eddie. He left a trail of kisses all down Eddie's neck and chest. And then, Eddie was asleep. Eddie pulls Brett down onto the bed and wraps his arms around him. "I'm so sorry." "It's okay. You had too much to drink. It's not your fault." Eddie knows it's not okay. He holds Brett's face with one hand and kisses him slowly, passionately. Brett grips a handful of Eddie's hair as the kissing intensifies. Then the doorbell rings. Brett feels like screaming as he goes to get the groceries and pack it away. As he returns, he can hear the bath filling with water. He goes to pick up the stuff meant for Eddie's room and puts it on the bed. He hears the water stopping, and then Eddie appears in the doorway. "I put some of the peach bubbles your mom gave us in the bath. It smells so nice." Then he walks over to Brett, puts one hand on his shoulder, and whispers in his ear, "Join me."